Soundstripe.
Hey guys, welcome back to the House of Mels. It's Melissa here, and today I have a small little video here for you on a new series that I'm doing here on the channel called Mom Talks. Now, aside from our regular vlogs that we post, I'm going to do these little videos about things that I'm dealing with as a mom of a 1-year-old. So to get into it, today we're going to talk about what do you feed a picky toddler. My son, Lamel, he's a little bit picky. He likes specific and particular things. But as a mom, I want to make sure that he's getting all kinds of different kinds of nutrients and making sure that he's healthy and growing. So how exactly do I do that? I find ways to sneak in vegetables into everything that I'm giving him. One of the things that I love to give him as a snack are these little pouches that have like fruit and vegetables in it. I like the brand Sprouts, or I like the brand Happy Tot if I'm not making them myself. I also have a little baby cook machine, or baby cook, and I used to make a lot of his food when he was a toddler, about his purees. Not a toddler, when he was a baby, I'm sorry. When he was a baby, I made a lot of his purees from scratch. But busyness with keeping up with a 14-month-old, he's all over the place, so I don't really have time to sit there and puree vegetables and make these little squeezy pouches. So these kind of help me in a quick fix get the things that he needs. So I give it to him for a snack. This one has like Love My Veggies. It has organic bananas, beets, squash, and blueberries, but it tastes like fruit. It doesn't really taste like the vegetables that are in it. And I always make sure to look out the ingredients that is on here. I love organic ingredients. If you know, I also have a cooking show. Go ahead and check it out. The link will be over here in this little corner. I think it's on this side. There's a little card for you to check out my other channel, which is for my cooking show, Faith in Food. But I love organic vegetables, and I make sure that these have organic and healthy ingredients in them so that he's getting all the nutrients that he needs. But these are just little snacks that I give him throughout the day. When he's eating his breakfast, I make sure to give him a well-balanced meal that has protein, that also has carbohydrates, that also has some vegetables, and of course dairy, so that his bones can grow and be healthy. We nursed until just not too long ago, about a week ago, we stopped, and we started incorporating whole milk into his diet. And so now we like the Fairfield, I think that's what it's called, or Fairlife milk, and we give him whole milk of that mixed with a little bit of breast milk still, and we mix fruits and veggies in that too. I like to sneak it in any way I can. Sneak it in, sneak it in, sneak it in. So I put that in there also to satisfy his taste buds, because he loves sweet stuff, like everything sweet. Anytime Melvin is eating not vegetables. That's funny. Not vegetables. Anytime he's eating candy, because if you guys know, if you've seen our vlogs, Melvin is a big proponent of jujubes.
Jujube is the best candy in the world, so call me Heidi, so call me.
Them nasty candies that have like, they're like little wax. I don't understand why he likes those. But my husband is the candy man, and anytime Melvin is eating candy, like say he's eating his Twizzlers, Lamel is looking at him wanting a piece of his Twizzlers in his candy. But we don't want him to have that. We want him to have healthy things and delicious things. So I give him lots of fruits in order to get the sweetness that he so is loving out here in the vegetables that I'm also giving him. So like I was saying, with the breakfast, I make sure to give him a well-balanced meal of all of those things. Some things that he eats for breakfast, he'll have eggs, we'll do some biscuit, And of course, like I said, he's picky, so it's hit or miss. It's like one day he loves eggs and he's like, yeah, he loves like eggs and all that kind of stuff one day, and then the next day he's not about eating any of those things. He will drop it on the floor for Rosie, our dog, to eat, and he's whining and fussing and he doesn't want any of that. So it's funny because I gotta be creative. I gotta think on my toes. I gotta think of things that he's going to eat that's also going to be really healthy for him. So yeah, he'll eat eggs. He'll eat, surprisingly, he likes fish, and my husband is not a big fish person. Mama loves all things seafood, salmon, crab legs. I love me some crab legs. I was cracking crabs today. But yeah, I've got him to eat those kinds of things like shrimp and seafood and salmon, crab legs. So I'll even put smoked salmon. Of course, I cook it, even though, I mean, technically you could eat it raw, but you don't want to give the baby raw food. So I cook it for him and I'll serve that with his eggs, or I put it in grits, or I will even give him rice for breakfast, white rice, and I'll mix that in there and make like a breakfast like rice bowl type thing, just to get him to eat. And he loves meat. He's a meat little boy, so he loves turkey sausage, he loves chicken, he loves all of those kinds of things. So I try to incorporate all of those proteins in there as well. He still gets, like I said, milk throughout the day, so we do try to give at least 3 bottles a day of some kind of milk, whether it's just regular whole milk straight up or a little bit of whole milk and breast milk mixed together. I've also tried giving him some like other kind of alternative milks like coconut milk and some other things like that, but he's a little picky on those ones too. So also for some other snacks that I like to give him, as you can see on my little like table over here, I also give him these like Gerber little crunchies. He likes these too because he likes chips. Again, my husband loves chips with every single meal, and I think Lamel dislikes doing the things like his dad does. I think that's what it is. So he wants to eat chips too, but the chips are too salty and it's just too much. So I like these because they don't really have that much sodium, and they're a little bit on the healthier side. They're made with whole grain and corn, and they also have some like little flavors. This one is the veggie dip. It's supposed to be like tomatoey and kind of good tasting. I don't give these to him too often. I try to limit his chip and snack intake. I like the yogurt melts that they also make. I like the Happy Tot brand yogurt melts. And then he also eats these things. They're called puffs. Let's see if my camera can focus. Yeah. So he'll eat the puffs, and this is banana and pumpkin. They actually have stuff in them to help support brain and eye development. And I love that because, you know, he's still growing, he's still needs his nutrients so that he can grow up to be a healthy little boy. And I want to make sure he's getting something to help that in everything that he's eating. So I'll also give him these. When he was a little bit smaller, when they're teething, they always want something constantly in their mouth. So I would give him these little teething crackers by the same brand. And he'd like those too, and they have lots of different flavors. But another brand that I really loved was Nush. Nush was a really good brand, and they had good flavors. Of course, they incorporated vegetables in those as well. Now for lunch, we usually do either something we had for dinner the night before, or I'll make something for him. He really likes pasta. So with pasta, I make sure to mix some kind of vegetables into the pasta sauce so that he's also getting those kinds of vegetables in there too. For dinner tonight, we did chicken nuggets because he loves his little chicken nuggets, and we incorporated sweet peas. little petite sweet peas that he can pick up with his hand. I'll insert a little clip of him eating those sweet peas today. So yeah, he ate those with macaroni and cheese. So of course I had the carbohydrates. I had a dairy, which was in the cheese for the macaroni. The protein was the chicken, and the vegetables was the sweet peas. And then if he does a really good job of eating all his food, I give him dessert. And I like to call dessert like fruit or something, a little sweet treat. Tonight we did a little bit of frozen raspberry sorbet. For him, just when I say a little bit, I literally mean just like a little bit, like a little baby's cup full of raspberry sorbet. And we'll do that. You gotta get really creative when you have a picky toddler, because they decide what they like and what they don't like. And it's something that I'm learning every single day on what I can give him, because he's very choosy, and it can be overwhelming and a little bit frustrating at times, especially when you've made this meal and then your child doesn't want to eat it. I know there are a lot of moms out there who have had that happen to them, and I feel you. I feel your pain, but it doesn't have to be a big old battle. Have things on hand that can help you to make that process a little bit easier, so you're not having to make a whole nother meal, because who wants to do that? No one. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. So have these little snacks on hand in case you need to just throw in something. I like to give them also some yogurt. I make applesauce in our crock pot. I take a whole bunch of like Gala apples or Honeycrisp or Granny Smith if I want tart apples, and I put a little lemon juice and some water, and I just let them cook. After I peeled and cored them, I just let them cook down until they're just mushy. And depending on the type of apple it is, I will add either cinnamon, some nutmeg, so it can kind of have that like fall-y taste to it, or I don't add anything. We definitely don't add sugar into anything that he's eating. I don't want him to become a sugar addict and only want sugar. I think it's sweet enough with the fruits and vegetables mix that he's getting. That's sweet enough, and the occasional little bit of sorbet or ice cream that we may give him. But trust me, it's not often, and it's not a lot. So just know that you do not have to struggle. Choosy and picky kids, it can be challenging, but you don't have to struggle. You take these tips of the things that I've showed you, of things that you can incorporate into their meals, and just, try them out. Try them out with different things. And then there are going to be some days that you just don't win the battle, and that's okay. As long as he or she is getting the nutrients that they need throughout the day, don't fight it. You got to pick and choose your battles. Pick and choose your battles. Let the Lord fight them for you, because you will go crazy if you try to be fighting them by yourself. So let the Lord try to fight those battles and just give it over to him, because Lord, we ain't the ones in control over our child's life. So yeah, so those are just a few things that I give to him throughout the day. For his meals, we do 3 meals a day, and we try to make sure to at least do 2 snacks. I try to do 3. He's a little bit on the smaller side, so I want to make sure that he's getting a lot of nutrients to grow healthy. So we do 3 snacks just to give him a little bit of extra calories, and then of course we do 3 bottles on top of that. So it sounds like he eats a lot if you really count it, if you're really looking at it. But yeah, and remember, a toddler, a 1-year-old's belly is not as big as an adult, so don't expect them to sit there and eat a whole plate of food that you have. it's gonna be a lot smaller portion, but steps in the right direction of getting them to eat their whole meal that you put in front of them is good. And if they eat at least half, that's a good thing. Try not to get so frustrated that they're not eating all of the food, because I know I've been there where I've gotten a little bit like, oh, he's not eating. But you know, again, gotta pick your battles. So yeah, those are just a few things. I'm going to be doing some videos of recipes of the things that I home make for Lamela's meals. Leave a like and a comment down below if you'd like to see one of those videos, and I'd love to hear back from you to hear what you want to see more of on the channel. Be sure to stay tuned and watch our vlogs so you can see what's happening here in the House of Mels. And remember that this doesn't have to be a battle that you're doing. Just take it one day at a time, okay? So I'll see you next time here in the house. Be sure to stay tuned for this little series called Mom Talks. Bye. Oh, and before I go, did you make sure that you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and hit your notification bell so you don't miss out an episode of the House of Mels? I'll wait till you do it. Go ahead. Just go ahead. Go ahead and do it. Just click that button. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Peace out.